What's going on, guys? My name's Sean, or M16A4, and today I'm bringing you a new show named Nostalgia Bomb. I'm gonna go over this quickly as I can, what Nostalgia Bomb is. You might ask, what is Nostalgia Bomb? Well, you know that game you played when you were younger and you got really into it, but maybe you never finished it, or maybe you did and you started a new save file, but you couldn't beat that one boss, and you just kind of fell out of it, and you just couldn't get back into it that second time, or you fell out of it, and then you come back to it years later, and you get to that one place and you hear that one piece of music and you get the feels again is what you do, and it gives you all these memories and it sends shivers down your spine like spooky, scary skeletons. Yeah, that's a nostalgia bomb. And that's what I'm trying to do to you this show. I'm gonna bomb you all. I'm gonna nostalgia bomb you all. Of course, the show's not just all like, hey, here's a bit of gameplay and this is why we love this game. This show's gonna delve into like what made the game stand out from the crowd at the time, why it was, difficult or easy to make a game at the time and how they beat out all the other competition, but, it wasn't easy to make a game during the era of this first episode's game. But I don't know why I'm being vague, because you can clearly, see from the title that you're watching a video about why Metroid Fusion gives me a nostalgia bomb before it does a power bomb. So, it's difficult enough to make a game that is similar enough to its predecessors for tens. I wrote tens in the script. So if it's similar enough to its predecessors for fans to be satisfied with the product, you gotta make it unique enough as well so that a sequel is warranted. Oh man. Alright, that one's done. Oops. What I meant to say was, I'm done. I'm dying because of the cough. So I thought we'd start things off with my favorite game of all time, Metroid Fusion. Now, I know all of your complaints about Metroid Fusion. You'll say it's linear, and you'll say the bosses are repetitive, and at least they're the main complaints of the game. And we might get to them later, we might not. So just comment about them. I'd like to see what you think about the game. So Metroid Fusion is the fourth title in the Metroid series, but chronologically it's the grand finale thus far. The order of the games goes Metroid, Metroid 2: The Return of Samus, Super Metroid, then the Prime Trilogy, and I'm not sure where Prime Hunters falls in there. I believe it is between 1 and 2. And then comes Other M, and then we arrive somehow, safe and sound, at Metroid Fusion. The story is that Samus Aran, that's a girl, was living on a colony of Earth with her mother and father until it was attacked by a band of space pirates from the planet Zebes, led by none other than Ridley, a giant pterodactyl-esque, fully sentient monster. She was orphaned. She was raised by some bird people who were technologically superior. They made her superior. Kinda. Listen, it's Metroid lore. Look up the Chozo on Metroid Wiki if you want to find out the trivia stuff of Metroid. Because if the rest of it's not. Then she killed a bunch of these things called Metroids, which those bird people made, to fight this X-Parasite thing. And now the X-Parasites have shown up, and Samus is stuck on a space station where the X-Parasites have kind of come to be. And Samus, we'll get to that part later. So what's the gameplay like in this Metroid? Funnily enough, although the screw attack symbol, aka the Metroid logo, appears as usual behind the name of the game, voice crack, on the title screen, it's extremely late and frankly too little too late by the time you get it. Screw attack's easy, the most fun thing about Metroid. I feel that while it does make the game a little bit too easy, I would have liked to at least gotten in a boss earlier. I remember thinking this when I was younger, but my stance hasn't really changed. The gameplay consists of shooting monsters using an at first bland amount of attacks, but you're only chewing through the little guys to take a bite out of the next boss, usually an animal infected by the X or a bioweapon engineered secretly by the Federation on the space station you're stranded on. With each boss down, Samus gains a new ability. This is due to the fact that the SAX, aka Samus Aran X, is formed with the remnants of Samus's power suit which were infected with the X. As a result of this, practically all, in fact, of her abilities are stripped away from her because they were from part of the suit that were amputated, and then the X-Parasites formed up a clone of Samus which has all of her abilities. You can't face this yet, so a lot of the gameplay is actually running away from the SAX and evading it. At one point it even chases you, and you gotta be extremely good at Metroid to do it. I shouldn't say that. It's difficult, it'll take you a number of attempts, but if you go into that chase with full health, you'll be fine. Not only is this clever as you absorb the X-Parasite from defeating the boss to make you stronger and get an upgrade, but it also seems to liberate the X's host, which gives the poor infected animal peace if you take solace in that. So obviously the bosses have each a piece of Samus's various weapons and armaments, and taking one down, for example, you take down the Arachnus X, which is kind of an armadillo, and it will roll into you, of course, as one of its attacks. You kill it, you absorb the X core from it, because Samus can absorb X parasites to get health, because she's already been infected and vaccinated from them. And you get the Morph Ball, so it's like that. So if a boss is using Wave Beam, and you kill it, you'll get the Wave Beam. Of course, I could talk for days about Metroid Fusion, but its level design, art style, obligatory Metroidvania approach to the side-scrolling genre, and even story I'll always treasure the said attributes as fantastic natures. So I'm calling it here. If you have any suggestions about how to make this show better, leave them down in the comment section down below. I would love to know what you think of it and just hear all about that. So tell me why you did or didn't like Metroid Fusion, and let me know if you're excited, because in a couple days' time, or maybe by the time this video is out, because it's in pre-production now, kind of, the Metroid Prime Trilogy will release on the Virtual Console for Wii U. So I've been Sean M16A4, and I would like to thank you for watching. Okay. I find it interesting that you're still here. At the end of every episode of Nostalgia Bomb, there's going to be a spoiler section. So if you've not played Metroid Fusion yet, better get to it and skip this part. I'm going to do 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1. So if you're still here, you played it or you don't care about being spoiled. That last one is foolish. So the thing about Metroid Fusion's ending is that it's not the same if you haven't played some of the other Metroid games, as the animals who reactivate your ship are from a prior Metroid game. Specifically, if I remember correctly, Metroid 2, the animals teach you your attacks. Defeating the SAX is all about attack patterns. You screw attack while you're charging your beam, you wait for it to land from its screw attack, and then you let go of the B button to let off the charge beam, do the damage to the SAX, and you do that 15 times over. Then, you kill the freaky looking thing that the SAX turns into, and then you just defeat the hardcore, which is easy, right? But the weird thing about this boss fight is it's not quite normal, because the X-core runs away from you, and then you set off a device that will make the ship plummet into the atmosphere of SR-388, the home planet of the Metroids, of course. And now you gotta escape in 3 minutes. But you get to your hangar, the hangar where your ship is, but that's the thing, your ship's not there. So, your ship is missing, and you try to run away from the screen, and an Omega Metroid comes in and just slashes you, and you're on 1 energy. All of your other energy bars are taken out. And then that ice core, the Core X that you defeated, you defeated SAX's hardcore, and it waltzed away from you. It comes back, it transforms back into the SAX, and then just kind of sacrifices itself, showing some strange kind of honor, to save you. And you soak up that X, and you get the Ice Beam. And then it's a very rewarding boss fight with the Omega Metroid. Which is kind of also vendetta, because you're like, okay, this AX is showing honor towards me, now I need to take down what took it down. Which is just brilliance. And at this point, you get aboard your ship after defeating the Omega Metroid, of course. You might want to take that thing out first. Then you contemplate life, and you get a final farewell from your AI, Adam, who's currently keeping high spirits, although facing imminent death and destruction to save you, leading to an ending that satisfies me every single time. Again, I'm Sean M16A4, and more than anything else, I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a comment down below of what you liked and what you didn't like about Nostalgia Bomb. Did I take too long in the story, or was I not long enough on the gameplay? And that's what I'm feeling like. So if I'm wrong about that, or if I'm right about that, better tell me. I've already said who I am. Thanks for watching.